So my name is Trish. I have developed a yoga brand called Yoglo Wellness. I'm in Cambodia, and I teach kids yoga as well as I teach yin yoga as well as gentle and vinyasa. My focus is on holistic wellness as well as making wellness accessible for everyone. So I try my best to give back to community as best I can, doing donation classes, and I'm an advocate for mental health. So I think it's a really great opportunity this Monday to kind of share my passion with all of you and kind of just dive deeper into my meditation journey. I'm excited to share it with everyone.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Shruti Desai, a corporate employee turned yoga instructor. Started a small initiative called Mudita Circles with a hope to empower and educate family on yoga and its benefits, with a hope that I can introduce them early on, and so that way they have the tool sets that they need in the back of their pockets to be able to regulate their emotions and maybe have a better fulfilling life, um, with the tools that they would have handy. um, Really welcome everyone listening to this to join us on April 7th, for a World Health Workshop. This whole initiative is to make pranayama and meditation accessible to everyone. Our goal is to answer any of your questions that you might have, either between now and the workshop, or even afterwards, or during the workshop too. We want to take away any barriers there is, and make it accessible for everyone. We see a lot of value and benefit in this, and we hope to kind of pass that along or bring you along on this journey with us. Please do, the link will be on our bios. Please do join us on 7th April at 6:45 Pacific time. Look forward to seeing you all. Thank you. So I have a couple of questions about meditation, and maybe these are some questions that pop up on everyone's mind. Um, First of all, what is meditation? What is meditation? What does it mean to you?
Thank you for asking. I think that's a great question, especially when people are just trying to figure out what is meditation and what would that look like for them. But my personal journey or my personal explanation of meditation in my practice, for me, it's not really emptying the mind. It's just kind of clearing out my closet. Like we all have a junk drawer at home or a closet you might throw all your stuff in when guests come. So I think of that as kind of my thoughts or my emotions. So it's kind of my way of sitting with my thoughts and being able to organize it a little bit better. And sometimes meditation isn't about sitting at all. So for me, I cycle every day and I teach yoga and practice yoga. So I sometimes use my meditation as a movement. So there's definitely different variations of meditation, but for me, it's like clearing out my thoughts a little bit or organizing them, accepting thoughts when they come, and
Mhm.
then at the same time being able to organize it and put it in places like, okay, I could focus on this later, or I need to deal with this now. So it's my way of kind of organizing
Mhm.
my feelings and my thoughts to go out with my day and not have so much anxiety that I face.
That is amazing. I'm sure many of them can relate and connect with that. So
Mhm.
if I could summarize it, it would be acknowledging and
Yes.
connecting with yourself and organizing yourself to
Hmm.
be able to go out there and be your best.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Perfect. My next question is, since how long have you been practicing meditation?
You know, it's so funny because we both teach kids yoga. Something I wish I had these tool sets at a young age, and now I get to do it with my nephews and just in my community. But it really started later in life for me. I would say in my mid 20s, I started to learn more about meditation, but it wasn't really in probably the last few years, maybe since COVID, I got a little bit more into breath work and meditation that helped me with my anxiety and um, it's just been part of my life now. I think in the last 5 years is when I probably had more of a commitment to it and more of a devotion towards meditation. But my curiosity started my senior year of college. That's when I started to develop like panic attacks. And I didn't have an answer of why this was happening. I was like, this never happened before. And I just try to find different outlets so I would be able to manage that a little bit better because I'm
Mhm.
a social person, but I was getting social anxiety. So I just didn't know how to, I didn't know how to deal with that at that time. So I was focusing on my breath and then just trying to find different meditations to help me.
That sounds great. So, since you've
Mhm.
been meditating for so long, what do you think are some of the benefits that you have felt and you have seen? Are there any changes in the Trish that we know today versus
Yeah,
the Trish that
yeah.
pre-meditation phase?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, of course, I still have my struggles, but meditation is a tool that I'm able to use when I struggle. So I think that's really important to note too. It's like I am a different person from my early 20s to now. I definitely have more of a sense of self, and I can acknowledge things like, okay, you're anxious or you're not breathing or you're overthinking or you're just thinking about the future too much and you're not being present. So in that case, it's helped me instead of kind of overly thinking about like all the things that could go wrong. I can take a breath and think like, well, what's the best thing that could happen over the worst? And it sets up my day a little bit better. And of course, I have my days when I can't connect to my breath. Like even this morning, I was teaching yoga and there was construction outside. And of course, like my authentic self wanted to be like, oh, I just like scream at that point. But instead, I just kept being like, everyone connect with your breath. If you need to do lion's breath, like release that anger, release that heat, like you do you. And that's something that it has helped me. Like I know I was probably like laughing half of my class because like I surrender, I don't know what else to do. But it was just teaching even my students that moment, like, hey, listen, sometimes we can't control, the uncontrollable, but we can always
Right.
control our breath. And
Right.
that's something that I take away, and this morning was a universal reminder of that. So maybe it was for this call, the whole purpose of me going through a 1 hour class being like, okay, connect with your breath. But yeah.
Hmm. That's amazing. I mean, it's great to know that, how it's helped you
Mhm.
ground yourself, catch those maybe like, different emotions and acknowledge them and uh, react to it better versus,
Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe that is one of the things that comes along with meditation is one is the acknowledgement. Then also the second thing is how do you react, right? That I
Yeah.
probably changes a lot with practice.
Yes, it comes with practice and just finding things that work for you. So meditation or finding a breath work that works for you is like dating. So you're
Mhm.
going to have to try different ones. Of course, sometimes you're like, oh, I like this, but I like that. And it's okay to have different, I guess, practices for different times in your life. It just really depends on your what's going on and your experience. But it's okay to try different things. Last month, I offered a breathwork challenge and I kind of did a March Madness bracket. And what I really loved about it, it got me out of my comfort zone. I'm so used to my go-to breathworks or my go-to rituals, if you will. But last month, I was like, what is this? Like, I would never use this. But then I did it one day and I was like, oh, I actually would probably redo this again. Or I was like, I probably wouldn't do that one again. It's a little too
Right.
much for my morning. But I think it's just really important finding things that work for you,
Mhm.
and being just open and curious to that.
Sure. That makes sense.
Mhm.
My next question to you would be, what are some of the barriers, that you faced before joining meditation, or your roadblocks, or maybe hesitations of trying meditation, some that you felt, or maybe you've heard from people why they don't try
Yeah.
meditation, or what is it that holds them back? If you could more probably throw some light on
Yeah.
a couple of them.
I don't know if you hear this often, but if I had a nickel, we'd be on vacation right now. It's I don't have time. So you always will hear like, "Oh, I don't have time to meditate."
Mhm.
And to an extent, like I understand people have a busy schedule and I'm not trying to like diminish what they're saying, but at the same time, even if you have 30 seconds that you can meditate, and meditation looks in so many different ways. So sometimes it could be reading a book, sometimes it's listening to a podcast, sometimes it's just taking a walk from your living room to maybe your family room, and that's still a form of meditation. So it's not really about the time that you spend doing it because you probably have met people too with like spiritual egos, like I sat for 20 hours, but they didn't really go through like the process of breath or, the emotions, going through the emotions. So it's not about the time we spend in meditation, it's like the quality of the meditation that we're doing. So I get that a lot, like, oh, I don't have time. Or I can't focus. My mind's always running. And you're like, yes, that's what minds do. Like, that's good. That means you're alive, you're human. So I think I get that a lot. It's like, oh, I can't sit still. And for that, I would say, yes, I'm a type of person that I like to move around. So why not try a walking meditation, or why not try just a different form of meditation? It doesn't have to be stillness. It can come in a form of movement, whether that's yoga or even trying different styles of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I think is really good advice. And if yoga is not for you, which I hear also a lot, just finding ways, like even for me, I love doing art. So sometimes I do watercolors and I'll like have the paintbrush, I'll breathe in, and when I pick up the paintbrush, I breathe out, and I use that as my form of a
Mm-hmm.
flow. So it's
Yeah.
finding what works for you, and finding the time, even if you think you don't have time. I used to be in tech sales, and I would put my calendar for Google Calendar. I would even block out like get water because I would take calls all the time. And even with that, it's like put even 2 minutes meditation on your calendar each day or every other day, and you would see like you're gradually going to pick up that practice just because you like how you feel. And you're like, oh, let me add another minute. And soon you'll probably get to 5, and that's really hard. So, like, even if it takes you 5 months to get to 5 minutes, that's still a great accomplishment.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Just,
Mhm.
go easy on yourself and try
Yeah,
different things before you get comfortable with one style. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong. You know, for each person, it's different, right? Uh,
yeah.
one last question for you would be what can people expect from this workshop?
I think people can expect just coming into this workshop with an open heart and an open mind. And, whether you're an experienced meditator or someone very new or someone in between, all are welcomed. I think as much as we are passionate about this topic and we have our own practices, we still are always learning from others. That's
Right.
just my belief, is that like we're all each other's teachers and students all in one. So I'm excited to meet people with the same mindset as well, but they can learn just different things. I'll share some of my favorite practices. Hopefully, I can guide everyone through a meditation as well. You're going to go over some breath work. So it's just an opportunity to dive deeper or have more curiosity in meditation, and maybe we can introduce you to some of our favorite practices. If it works for you, amazing. Or you might find other ones from attendees that work better for you, but just an opportunity to kind of go on a date with mindfulness,
That
like
sounds
speed dating with mindfulness.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good way to end this saying, come
Yeah.
stage with us, experience breath work, experience a guided meditation. And
Hmm.
yes, the most important thing is come with an open mind and,
Yeah.
let your breath, let your mind guide you along and then I mean then you can decide what is it that you want to, continue with. What if there is something that you liked, you can always connect back to us. If there is some questions that you might have post the session, we are always available to kind of answer and guide you along the best that we can. And like you said, we are students first and then the guides. So
Hmm.
we're constantly learning from you, through you, and
Hmm.
everyone around us. So thank you for listening, and we all look forward to having you on the session on 7th.
Thank you. See y'all on Monday.
Yeah.